All right, if you would please raise your right hand for me. Do you so solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You may proceed.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you please state your name?
My name is Richard Plank.
Can you spell your last name?
Yes, it's P as in Peter, L-I-N-C-K.
And Mr. Plink, do you live here in the Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area?
Yes, I live in Allen.
In Allen. Okay. Now, I'm going to direct your attention to, we've been hearing a lot today about March 19th. I want to direct your attention to March 15th, okay, of 2018. Did you have your mother, did she live at 5000 Old Shepherd Place?
Correct.
And tell me about that facility. What kind of a facility is it?
It's a seniors independent living. So you have to be pretty functional. There's no assistance there. You may have, there may be people that would have caregivers or therapists, but it's essentially, independent living.
And about how many years do you recall your mom living there?
She lived there about 18 years.
So I'm assuming you visited her often at that location.
Yes, at least a couple times a week.
And back in 2018, did you visit her on March 15th of 2018?
Yes, I did, and I was taken to a doctor's appointment.
What building did she live in?
She lived in Building 8.
Permission to approach.
You may.
Let me show you what's marked as State's Exhibit number 64. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
And is that a diagram or a layout, basically, of the personal place requirement?
Yes, it is.
We'll offer State's Exhibit number 64. No objections, Your Honor.
All right, state exhibit number 64 will be admitted.
Permission to publish?
You may.
Okay, if I'm looking at State's Exhibit number 64, to the top up here, let's look at here at the top of State's Exhibit number 64. It's on the corner of Old Shepherd and Preston Road. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And so, you were talking about Building 8. Is that the building that your mom lived in?
Yes, it is.
And did you know a Mary Bartel?
Yes, I did.
And did she also live in Building 8?
Yes, she did. She lived on the first floor.
And your mom lived on the second floor?
Correct.
And when we look at State's Exhibit number 64, this kind of gray shaded area here, what is that gray shaded area there?
That would be the part, like the parking lot, the drive-through.
Okay. And back over here on this backside, is that kind of like a green lawn type area back there?
Yes, it is.
Now, your mom, was her a one bedroom or a two bedroom?
It was a one-bedroom.
And but Miss Bartel had a two bedroom that spanned the entire distance of that building.
Yes, it is. Yes.
All right. So on March 15th, you said you went there that morning to pick up your mom and take her to a doctor's visit.
Correct.
And what time did you pick her up?
10 a.m.
And how long did you stay gone with her, and what time did you come back?
Came back at 12:30. We went to the doctor's appointment, and then after that we went out for lunch. So we returned around 12:30.
At 10 o'clock in that parking area outside of Building 8, did you see anyone or notice anyone that was out there?
Yes, I did.
And what did you notice?
Well, I noticed a gentleman standing there, fairly well dressed, and with a car there, right by his car, and but nowhere really. No specific place to go. Didn't appear headed with any direction or coming from anywhere.
And what type of car was it?
It was a Nissan.
A Nissan Altima?
Ultima, yes. Silverish.
Okay. And so you saw this individual in the morning, and then you went to go to your appointment, And then when you came back, did you
But
notice?
doesn't object to the leading.
I'm just establishing what he'd already said to get to my next question.
Oh, we'll watch the lead, please.
Yes, Judge. So you saw him that morning, you went to your appointment. When you came back, did you notice anything?
Yes, I noticed the same individual there in pretty much the same area and the same type of behavior. Nowhere specific to go and not coming from anywhere specific.
Now, what did you do? Were you with your mom at this point?
I was with my mom at the time, and then what I did is I took her up to her apartment, and at this point I was a little suspicious because about 2.5 hours had elapsed, and it just, seemed suspicious to me. So I took her up to her apartment, and she was pretty self-sufficient, so she was getting settled.
Okay.
And then I looked out the window from her because it looks onto that causeway where you can actually see where the cars can drive around. And I noticed that the car moved.
Okay, where did it move from?
It moved from building 8 to building 9.
Okay, so if we look back on State's Exhibit number 64, you have building 8 here. Is this building 9?
Correct.
And so it moved from parking in that direction to parking somewhere in front of building 8?
Yes.
Okay. And then, and you watched that happen?
Yeah, I actually saw the car moving. And then that piqued my, suspicion even more.
And so what time did you leave there about?
I left there probably around 12:40, 12:45. It was not much time that elapsed at all.
And did you have an occasion to go and talk to the man that was in this car?
Yeah, when I saw that happen, I decided I'm going to get the make, model, color, and the license plate of the car. So I decided I would approach, because I didn't think I could get all of it in one shot. So I thought, well, I can visually get the make, model, and color. I'll approach the individual, and I will just, see what he has to say. So, which is what I did. And I asked him if I could help him. And I don't really recall what he said, but he did respond back, and that was fine enough for me. So then, at that point, what I did is I went back to my car, got in the car, and then drove past building 9 where I noted the license number.
And then you noted the license number, and then did you do anything with that information, with that license number?
Yeah, well, what I did was, I drove past actually building 10 and drove and made from building 10, I made a left-hand turn because I wanted to be out of sight. So I started entering into my phone the license number, and then that's when the individual drove past me. And then I noted the information, and then what I did is I reported it to the office.
The office there at Preston Place?
Yes.
Permission to approach?
You may.
Let me show you what's marked in State's Exhibit number 62 and 63. Is that a picture of the car that you saw that day?
Yes, it is.
And it had a license plate that you noted down?
Yes, it is.
And what was the license plate that you noted down?
KGM 1520.
We'll offer State's Exhibit number 62 and 63.
All right, State's Exhibits number 62 and 63 will get ready.
Permission to publish?
You may.
Here's State's Exhibit number 62. Was that the license plate, the Nissan Altima with license plate KGM 1520?
Yes.
And then here's a side view of that same vehicle. Is that right?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you, do you recognize that individual that you talked to that day here in the courtroom?
I kind of didn't really get a big notice of the individual. Yes.
That's fine. Now, when you went up to approach him, what did y'all talk about?
I just asked if I could help him, and I believe he said I was.
I'm going to object to hearsay, Your Honor.
Mr. Martin?
Well, you asked him. Okay, so don't get into what he responded.
Okay.
What did you ask him?
I asked him if I could be of assistance.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
Mr. Warren?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Plink, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. My name is Kobe Warren, and I represent Mr. Chemirmir in these proceedings, and I just have a couple of questions for you, okay?
Okay, sure.
So on that day back on March 15th of 2018, I guess, so that the jury is clear, the only thing that you thought was a little odd or peculiar was that when you left around 10-something that morning to take your mom to the doctor and then eventually lunch, when you came back, you said that you saw the same vehicle there, is that correct?
Saw the same vehicle and the same individual
Okay.
in the exact same spots.
Okay. And to be fair, you have no idea if that vehicle had moved during that 2-hour time frame, correct?
That is true.
Okay.
That is true.
And when you left and when you came back, prior to speaking to whoever you spoke to in that car, you have no idea what their business was during that time frame also, is that right?
That is true.
Thank you, Mr. Blake. I'll pass it over to you.
Mr. Martin?
Well, the individual that you talked to, you asked him what his business was, right?
Well, I asked if I could help him.
Okay, and what did he say?
Judge, I'm object to saying hearsay.
Well, he's now he can answer the question because it might be hearsay, but he asked what the business was, and the man told him what he was there for.
Your legal objection is hearsay.
Yes, ma'am.
Your response is that he asked him a direct question and he answered.
Well, it's now his present sense impression of what the man was there for because he's answering. It's not even offer for the truth of the matter asserted. It's just he asked what is he there for, and this is now to answer that question.
I didn't ask for his response in regards to what he was there for. I asked him, he didn't have no idea what his business was there. I didn't ask him what his response was in regards to this question.
It's Judge, I'll withdraw. It's fine.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Martin.
Nothing further from this one.
Okay. All right. Anything further, Mr. Warren?
Nothing from this witness, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, make this witness be excused.
No objection.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, you are excused. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.